KUAM TVH, first on Guam. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Apply at matson.com. Cars Plus, Guam's automotive leader in sustainability and electric vehicles. Learn more at carsplusguam.com. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime, a 15-year-old boy is arrested by Guam police. He's accused of allegedly posting on social media that a riot would occur at his high school. It's the second public school student arrested in less than a month. Plus, sparks fly between Guam Education board members. This, as the Superintendent of Education lets the board know there's a lot more work to do to fix the campuses.
Hafide Tomas Manglonia continuing our coverage here in Japan. Tonight, a story of Osaki Town. We're at the landfill where residents recycle more than 80% of their trash.
Hafide and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado. Thanks so much for making us a part of your day. We begin with a major development in the murder investigation that unfolded out of Sumai over the weekend. 29-year-old Jamie Nedadog, the man who police arrested in connection to the brutal killing of a 54-year-old Hagit man, will be released from the Department of Corrections prison. This after prosecutors apparently did not have enough probable cause to charge him at this time. KUAM's Julian Hernandez joins us in studio with the very latest. Julian, what can you tell us?
Nick, as quick as Guam police detectives captured him, it's even quicker for prosecutors at the Attorney General's office to determine they don't have a strong case. Now, 29-year-old Jamie John Nedadog was put on the list to be released from the Department of Corrections prison today. Correctional officers are processing him for release if he's not out already. Attorney General Doug Moylan telling KUAM, prosecutors reviewed current investigation information on this defendant, and we chose not to file charges on the case at this time. AG Moylan adding, we are working with GPD to continue further their murder investigation, which is still not complete. KUAM also reached out to the police department for comment. As we reported, Nedadog was arrested on suspicion of murder, reckless conduct, theft of property, use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony, and disinterring of a corpse, destroying evidence, theft of a motor vehicle, and aggravated assault. The victim, a 54-year-old Hagit man, who Guam police have yet to confirm his identity, was found lifeless in a jungle area behind Sumai Bar and Grill midday Sunday. He was badly beaten, and officers close to the investigation learned the victim was apparently hit by a car that his alleged killer stole from him. Police found the victim's dark gray 2012 Toyota pickup truck in front of Mount Carmel School in Hagit the following day. Officers later found Nedadog, who allegedly bragged about the truck with blood inside it. Now the motive for the killing remains a mystery, along with the results of the autopsy that was set to be performed Tuesday. Again, Jamie Nedadog has been released from prison in connection to the murder investigation. Only time will tell how fast authorities will move to get the evidence needed to find justice for the victim's family. Nick?
Thanks, Jules. Well, thieves who stole over $4 grand worth of items from the Guam Home Center in Dedado earlier this month were caught by police today. The Guam Police Department saying investigators recognized one of the alleged thieves captured on surveillance footage, which led to a breakthrough in the case. Officers locating Joaquin John Barnes and taking him into custody. Barnes also allegedly named Johnson John Alton as his accomplice. Both Barnes and Alton were arrested on suspicion of theft and conspiracy. Investigators say a third unidentified suspect remains on the run. A man accused in 2 machete attacks is now facing criminal charges. 41-year-old Jake Ito is charged twice with aggravated assault, along with special allegations of deadly weapons used in a felony, family violence, and theft of property. Court documents stating in March of last year, Ito allegedly tried to attack another man with a machete before the victim was able to escape. The second alleged attack occurred in April of this year when Ito allegedly struck a woman known to him with a machete repeatedly. She was treated for multiple cuts. Prosecutors allege he also stole a Bluetooth speaker from a Dedero residence back in March. Documents note he was on pretrial release for 2 other active criminal cases. Guam police are forced to taser a man allegedly caught on the Southern High School campus when it was closed. Now 2 people are under arrest. 36-year-old Randy Nelson Jr. and 30-year-old Andres Kenga, each charged with criminal trespass. Court documents stating officers were searching the Santa Rita campus Monday when they spotted the pair. The 2 allegedly fled when authorities tased Kenga. Nauta was later located when he allegedly admitted to police that he frequently sleeps on the campus after hours. Nauta also allegedly admitted to stealing gas from a van on the property. A man is under arrest accused of headbutting a pregnant woman known to him. 30-year-old Randy Uggan charged with family violence and assault of an unborn child. Court documents stating Uggan got into an argument with the alleged victim when he tried to hit her with a tree branch. Uggan then allegedly headbutting the woman 3 times. Authorities noting she was 8 months pregnant. The woman was able to escape the Manila residence. Uggan allegedly admitting he argued with the woman and put his forehead to her while shouting, quote, "You think I won't hit you." Drive-by shooting defendant Nicholas Moore is calling for a mistrial. This as a jury has been selected in his retrial set to begin in the Superior Court of Guam. Moore is being tried in connection to a drive-by shooting in Agana Heights in 2020, sent another man to the hospital. Defense attorney Mike Phillips telling KUAM Monday that he would file for a mistrial after learning that prosecution's key witness, Eric Salone, would not be testifying this time. The court has not issued a decision to the mistrial request. Moore's first trial was declared a mistrial after multiple delays. His retrial is set to begin possibly at the end of this month before Judge Alberto Tolentino, parties telling the court it could take 3 to 4 weeks to complete. In less than a month, a second Guam Department of Education student is under arrest. Violence at public schools continues to be an issue as the department faces challenges of its own to get the campuses ready for health inspectors. As Julian Hernandez reports, this latest arrest comes as authorities investigate multiple online threats at different schools.
Another Guam Department of Education student taken into custody, this time a 15-year-old boy from Tots High School. The teen brought in for questioning in connection to an October 1st social media post that claimed a riot would occur at the home of the Titans. The alarming message published on what turned out to be a Finsta or Instagram account using a fictitious name that was set to private. The student is a minor, so authorities are not releasing his name. He was arrested Tuesday on suspicion of terroristic conduct, terrorizing, rioting, reckless conduct, child abuse, obstruction of governmental functions, conspiracy, and solicitation. It took more than 2 weeks for Guam police to make the arrest. Detectives spending days speaking with several students at the school. During the investigation, Guam DOE staff and even a parent reported more threats of possible riots at Tots High were being circulated again online. A week into the investigation, officers executed a search warrant at the campus when they identified other students connected to the one accused of making the alleged online threats. 7 days later, authorities located the student they were searching for since the online threats surfaced. This is the second GDOE student whose arrest was made public in less than a month. As we reported, Southern High student 18-year-old Senorita Sukian was arrested on September 28 in connection to a fight caught on camera at the Santa Rita campus. She was charged as an adult with misdemeanor assault. Still, this isn't the end of what has now resulted in other threats circulating on social media in recent days. 2 happening just this week at George Washington High. KUAM receiving screenshots that appear to have also come from what appears to be 2 fake Instagram accounts. The posting alleges gun violence at the Mangilaw campus, one stating, "Sick of being made fun of. Come Friday next week, I'ma shoot up the place." As of midday Wednesday, one of those accounts has been deactivated while the other was set to private. Though local authorities are investigating and the department has alerted the Geckos community, the alleged threat still has teachers and staff concerned of the what-ifs. Meantime, Guam police continue to search for the culprits in the GW High threats. Julian Hernandez, KUAM News.
Thanks, Jules. Well, just today, GDOE Superintendent Kenneth Swanson said acts intended to terrorize or disrupt our school community will not be endured nor tolerated. Over at GW High School, officials have banned students from taking school bags to school for the rest of the week as a precaution. Blanket searches and lockdowns and shelter-in-place exercises are ongoing, along with 100% visitor ID checks. As the island's public schools wait for mold mitigation, school repairs, and air conditioning and more, Guam Department of Education leadership get heated over procurement during a recent Guam Education Board meeting. Mitsuki Hirayama has more.
Tempers flaring during a Guam Education Board meeting Tuesday over the holdup with getting public schools repaired.
I think it's your obligation as a superintendent, especially you're new, to reach out to these agencies. Don't wait for them to come. Reach out.
Board member Maria Gutierrez taking issue with Guam Department of Education Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Swanson's report to the board, calling it political.
There's something that bothers me every time you make your report, and this is me. This is me. You put politics, political. The Guam Department of Education is not political. There's no politics. Please do stop inserting in your report politics, political, because this is not the way we should be working with the administration or the legislature.
This is the portion of Swanson's report she's concerned with.
To date, we have had little to no success moving key Marwar recovery-related procurement through GSA or DPW, Homeland Security, using the DLAN process. The need remains to procure support for security fencing replacement, mold mitigation, skilled labor supply, and other essential support using the $20 million appropriated for that purpose.
It's previously appropriated $20 million intended for GDOE schools maintenance and repairs that were diverted to Adelup for island-wide Typhoon Mawar recovery efforts. Back in August, Swanson said GDOE has been able to accelerate the procurement process through the DLAN system and was against the return of the diverted funds to GDOE. Now it's October and he says there's, quote, little to no success on procurement. Swanson now looking at moving the funds back to GDOE. Gutierrez frustrated over the slow process.
You're the one who, right there, you told the governor you can keep it. And then now you want it back? So what is it that you want? Do you want the 20 million back? Then write to the governor and ask the governor to give you back that 20 million.
But board members Angel Sablon and Peter Alexis Ada jumping in saying those remarks belong in another place, in another time, not when they should be discussing what needs to be done for the schools.
Not what kind of report the superintendent is making, not that Head Start is making misspellings and inaccurate grammar. That belongs somewhere else. We don't have to bring it here and let the whole wide world know that Head Start cannot put together a report, that the superintendent cannot put together a report.
Rather than waiting until the camera is rolling so we can hear, let's take care of the business of what we are here for.
Still, Gutierrez holding firm that there needs to be more transparency with the public on the state of the schools.
This is why we're conducting this meeting in public, so that the public can hear. This is the superintendent's report. Everybody, every taxpayer is entitled to know what is the report of the Department of Education. Where's the transparency?
Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
Other important things to note from Education Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Swanson's report to the board: some teachers at all levels will be transferred to other schools to fill vacancies. The move will begin within the week and will be completed by the second semester, January 2nd. Movement will first be voluntary and then mandated based on seniority at the losing school. Health and safety inspections continue. To date, 12 out of the 41 schools have been recertified, with 3 more scheduled in the next 2 weeks. But with health permit expiration dates looming next summer, GDOE is planning on asking the legislature for another year. Meantime, students from Liguan Elementary School, Atacao Elementary, and Astumbo Middle will have to wait more time before returning to their classrooms and face-to-face learning. Heating, ventilation, and other AC and regular cleanup issues almost done at these schools, and officials are waiting on ceiling tile replacement before they can reopen. Swanson adding those final repairs are being stalled from GovGuam agencies, leaseholders, and local politics. GovGuam and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration signed off an agreement today to formalize Guam's health care fraud and abuse control program. The agreement will help to establish a permanent FDA presence in the Pacific Territories to help secure the supply chain and address threats from fraudulent, misbranded, adulterated, and potentially dangerous imports, including opioids. FDA Assistant Commissioner for Import Operations Dan Solis was on hand for the signing.
So we have the manufacturing information that ties into many of these supply chains that comes through and possibly transshipped through the islands. A greater FDA engagement in Guam will enable us to identify public health issues and establish a healthcare fraud and abuse baseline in the Pacific Territories.
The partnership agreement is for an initial 3 years and involves Guam's public department and customs and quarantine.
A few years ago, we had a whole bunch of protective equipment coming in because of COVID, coming in from sources and markets we are not familiar with. And having an opportunity to rapidly make use of this partnership with FDA to make sure that the products coming into Guam, into the Guam marketplace, and to the rest of the region are safe is such an important part of this. And I really truly appreciate the resources and the commitment that the Food and Drug Administration is giving to the people of Guam and to the people of the region.
That's Acting Governor Josh Tenorio. A video statement by FDA Commissioner Dr. Robert Califf was also played. He said, quote, "This valued collaboration with Guam empowers us to keep potentially dangerous products away from American consumers." The first batch of disaster unemployment assistance checks are expected to be released next week, but the local labor department is asking claimants and employers for their cooperation as it very carefully goes through each claim to ensure that once payments are made, they won't have to be paid back.
DOL Director David De La Sola says it's been a tedious process so far, as they're finding that the majority of the 4,500 claims are incomplete.
We're going through each one. We're reaching out to the employers. We're reaching out to the claimants to either get their IDs in there, their paycheck stubs, or clarify the letters from the employers on the reasons for their, unemployment because of the typhoon.
He says they're doing this because compared to the pandemic unemployment program, the DUA program is much more strict.
If they are paid and disqualified later on, then they have to pay that back. There's no waivers, no flexibility. So that's another reason why we're taking our time. So, and FEMA warned us at the very beginning of this program. They said 80% nationwide are disqualified because of lack of documentation.
De La Sola is also appealing to employers for their cooperation as well.
Please take our phone calls. By law, you're required when a representative of me calls you to get clarity on a claimant's DUA application. So we're just doing this in order to try to ensure that all the claimants filed and that are processed as much as possible are going to be clean and be paid.
It's been almost 5 months since Typhoon Mawar hit and left people out of work, and they're anxious to get paid. DOL has released a video on its website that explains how to track the progress of a claim online.
We're getting a lot of calls, of course, and I can understand people saying, am I getting paid soon? What's my status? So this tutorial, you can go online because, everything's automated. So as we process your claim or your claim is moving forward, there's a status of each step to the point where if you get a check, there's a status on that. So claimants can go online and see where they're at in this process and how quickly they'll be getting paid. I know there's a lot of claimants out there that need the money, but I'd rather make sure you get the money and keep the money than get it and have to pay it back.
Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.
Thanks, Ness. We have more news in a moment. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Peacock is streaming your NBC local station now.
A tip, sending police.
Get your local news and weather.
Wow, definitely one of a kind.
At home or on the go.
Mitigation process.
Plus, your favorite NBC shows. From morning till night, live.
Welcome to Today. So good to have you with us.
You make a great team, huh?
And so much more.
Welcome aboard.
That was awesome.
All in one place. Streaming now on Peacock.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
While you've been waiting to see if EVs are a thing, my dad went electric.
Up to 360 miles on a single charge.
And if my dad's on board, yours could be next.
You know I'm doing this for the next generation.
Dad, we are not having the grandkids conversation again.
No, I'm just saying EVs are good for any generation. Or all generations. Generationally good.
Introducing the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 6 with up to 360-mile range. When it comes to EVs, we're thinking of every mile.
Let's go.
Oh, they're ready. When it comes to the good stuff,
oh my goodness gracious.
they stay ready.
These are the two sauces,
Sweet and spicy jam.
and the mambo.
Look how that thing drizzle on there.
The way it's glistening, stop. Oh my.
Sweet and spicy jam and mambo sauce are on the McDonald's menu for a limited time.
Oh my goodness.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
What you need to know from the Northern Marianas. Follow KUAM Sinamay on Instagram for the latest regional headlines.
Welcome back to Prime Time. The fate of the hostages held in Hamas in Gaza, including Americans, is a top priority for President Joe Biden. This as many there are awaiting a potential Israeli ground offensive targeting Hamas. NBC's Lester Holt has more.
Tonight, while it launches new airstrikes, the Israeli military now says a ground offensive into Gaza is not a certainty, as Israel targets Hamas for the massive terror attack that killed over 1,400 Israelis.
And the civilized world should unite behind Israel in fighting and eradicating Hamas.
Tonight, President Biden leaving for the Mideast on a dangerous trip into a war zone to show support for Israel, to try to nudge open a humanitarian corridor to get desperately needed aid to civilians in Gaza, and to try to prevent the conflict from engulfing the Mideast, including Iran, which arms and finances Hamas, or Iranian-backed Hezbollah. Meanwhile, tonight, 2,000 U.S. troops are preparing for possible deployment to the region, and with the potential of an Israeli ground offensive, new fears tonight for the estimated 199 hostages taken by Hamas terrorists and now held inside Gaza, like 21-year-old French-Israeli citizen Mia Shem, seen on this propaganda video released by Hamas.
Could you describe the moment that you saw Mia in that video?
Wow. I started to scream. I felt on the floor.
It's the first time Mia's mom, Karen, has had any word about Mia since she went to that music festival in southern Israel, where hundreds of young concert-goers were massacred by Hamas.
When I saw her, I started to scream from happiness, and everybody came, and we said, wow, and we were so happy. And after everybody went home, I sat and I watched the video, and I wanted to die because I saw my baby so scared and so wounded, and this is the worst nightmare for every mother in the world.
Does she look like the Mia that you know?
She looks pale. She looks very frightened. She looks in pain. She looks alone and scared.
The White House says President Biden will coordinate with Israel on addressing the hostage dilemma as pressure is growing on him to take action to free the Americans being held by Hamas, believed to be among them 23-year-old Hirsch Goldberg Poland.
How do you think he is doing?
Hirsch is not the strongest guy physically, but he has a very tough, resilient mental makeup. And I keep pulling strength from that. I just keep saying to myself throughout the day, channeling messages to him, don't give up.
I talk to him throughout the day, and I say, we love you, be strong, survive. We love you, be strong, survive.
Rachel and Jonathan are Hirsch's parents. He was last seen in this photo, there on the left, with a group hiding from Hamas gunmen.
We want evidence that he is alive.
Witnesses said that hiding place was attacked by Hamas, and Hirsch lost his arm in an explosion. Incredibly, he was able to apply his own tourniquet. He was then kidnapped by Hamas.
We know he got on the truck himself without an arm, and that's it. Now, I don't know how to tie a tourniquet. I don't know how long it takes you to bleed out when you have a wound like that. He might have died in that truck. He may have never made it to Gaza. We have no idea.
This is not an easy question, but we all know that Israel is making plans to invade Gaza. Gaza is presumably where the hostages are. Is it your desire that the government would tap the brakes here and not move in quickly?
Look, we are American Israelis, so we're very well aware that Israel needs to take action. As the parents of Hirsch, we're hopeful that the brakes are tapped a little bit before that happens.
For the first time since the House voted to remove Kevin McCarthy as Speaker, the full House met to vote on his replacement, but that just put the divisions among the House Republicans on full display. Skylar Henry has more from Capitol Hill.
Of which the Honorable Jim Jordan of the state of Ohio has received 200 votes.
Jim Jordan failed to receive enough votes to become the next Speaker of the House.
No person having received a majority of the whole number of votes cast by surname, a Speaker has not been elected.
House Republicans scrapped plans to vote a second time Tuesday after the first round showed just how far away they are from uniting behind a candidate.
No one in our conference wants to see any type of coalition government with Democrats. So we're going to keep working. And we're going to get to the votes.
The first round of voting put members on the record as to whether or not they support Jordan.
Rutherford. Scalise.
The outcome could lead to public pressure on the holdouts to get on board.
At the end of the day, we're in a position where now people can, they're out there. Their constituents will let them know whether they're for them or against them.
It's unclear what Jordan can do to win over the 20 holdouts or if anyone can get the full support needed to become Speaker. But the House is paralyzed until someone can get 217 votes.
Meanwhile, the Senate is preparing to work on a bipartisan bill to help Israel.
That includes military support, intelligence support, diplomatic help.
But clearly, the world has changed dramatically in the last 10 days.
But the measure won't go far for now, because the House can't vote on it or any other bill until the majority is united behind one Speaker. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Now to our regional correspondent, Tomas Manglotnia, who joins us from Osaki Town in Japan. He's there as part of the Association for Promotion of International Cooperation's Japan Journalism Fellowship. Tomas takes us to a community where more than 80% of trash is recycled as a result of cooperation and understanding between residents and their government.
This landfill has become a prime example of what's possible when a community comes together. The community here recycling more than 80% of their trash. When Osaki Town in southern Japan first began its recycling system in 1998, it collected 4,382 tons of trash and just 35 tons of recyclables. Those numbers have drastically changed. By 2020, the amount of trash going to the landfill had fallen to just 690 tons, while residents set aside a whopping 3,300 tons of materials for recycling.
Well, since the launch of this recycling activities, 25 years passed, meaning it's already almost like a second nature. People just do it. They take it for granted that things are to be separated. And also, they know that the landfill situation is at stake. At some point, it will be filled. So, they have no choice in a way.
But success is a choice that Osaki's 12,000 residents and another 40,000 people from nearby towns make when their trash is dumped at the landfill. The government sprang into action and the community bought into change. This landfill was expected to be filled by 2004, but after the community came together, they added another 40 years of it being used. So how can this be done in the Pacific?
Yes, first of all, the inhabitants, they need to know how the waste is being treated and what is happening, what is the current state of the waste. And they first have to see it, know it, and accept it. And then it might take, leadership and together with people, they need to have a really strong will to solve the problem. So, and also with a strong will to believe that, there will be a way once they deal with it.
That strong will was apparent at the Seoul Recycling Center nearby. It collects 24 categories of materials that are sent to a processing center to be made into new items like water bottles.
We ask the citizens to wash them properly, okay? Citizens wash them properly. They take off the labels and they put it in a plastic bag and it's brought here.
The center was built in 2004, costing around 300 million yen. Today, that's just over $2 million US. Here's just one example of how things are recycled in Japan. Styrofoam is put into a machine that melts it into this mold, which will later be used to make new CD cases. The center collects recyclables from 100,000 residents, and they practice what they preach on the job, even using used cooking oil as fuel for their machinery. We asked the chief of the Intermediate Treatment Department, Daisaku Kozono, if smaller communities with fewer resources could adopt their model.
We're able to do what we do because of the cooperation of the local the residents. So yes, with technology we can bring it elsewhere, but we really need to have cooperation, understanding of the inhabitants. When we say cooperation, it's about separating garbage properly, for example.
He says it is not about making a profit. Tomas Manglonia, KUAM News, near Osaki Town.
And Tomas will have more from Japan in the coming days with reports focused on sustainability and disaster preparedness. Well, the Marshall Islands has reached an agreement with the U.S. on a new compact of free association. RMI Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade Jack Aidling and the U.S. Special Presidential Envoy for Compact Negotiations Joseph Ewan signed the deal in the ceremony today in Honolulu, Hawaii. RMI President David Kabua and other top leaders attended. The U.S. State Department released a statement saying, quote, the U.S. RMI Compact continues to underpin our special relationship that is deep and enduring, and that furthers the U.S. commitment to a Pacific that is secure, free, and open, and more prosperous. The Marshall Islands was the last of the three compact nations to sign a new agreement. Now the U.S. Congress must begin the process of approving the funds for the Marshalls, the FSM, and the Republic of Palau. The Biden administration is seeking $7.1 billion with a B in funding over the next 20 years for all three nations. The House Natural Resources Committee has scheduled a subcommittee hearing Thursday to consider draft legislation. Back here, more animals abandoned by their owners. Guam Animals in Need Executive Director Allison Hadley saying 2 dogs were chained to their back gate in the last weekend. Employees discovering the 2, one even hiding in the bushes. when they
Things
arrived
are
this
always
morning.
happening in people's lives that make it difficult to keep animals at times, and we understand that. But you know, the biggest thing for us is that we don't want the animals to be put in a situation that leaves them at risk, being tied or chained to a fence, not knowing when we're going to be there necessarily, you know, puts them at risk of being attacked by other animals. People who don't, you know, maybe have the best intentions at times if they see an animal tied.
She asked the community to communicate with the animal shelter and let them know if they need to drop off an unwanted animal. She's also asking the Guam Police Department to get involved.
I think sometimes, you know, just depending on the time of night or what the situation is, maybe it's not necessarily directly relayed to the appropriate agency that would want to hear about it, you know, firsthand. And so you know, it would be awesome if GPD had maybe more of a direct connection with animal control, and they were able to kind of exchange training expertise or that sort of thing. Because GPD, I don't think all officers necessarily have hands-on experience with dealing with animal situations.
Hadley reminds the community to treat your furry friends with care. If you need to schedule a drop-off, contact GAME or check them in Jigo. Well, greeted with clear skies and sunshine this morning at Afagan Bay down south, an unveiling was held at the Hasso Inalahan Monument. The Menengan Memorial Foundation, Inalahan Mayor Anthony Chargaloff Jr., and the Inalahan Municipal Planning Council invites the public to come to the monument dedicated to all World War II survivors. And a morning filled with wonder and excitement. Marines with the Toys for Tots program going down the aisles at Macy's toy section. There's only one reason to be there, to shop, and they did so to help kids in need.
From baby sharks, home spa beauty sets, and Nerf guns.
Super grateful for Macy's. Earlier this year, they were able to give us a large donation of toys. So it included a lot of remote control toys, drones, a lot of dolls and things like that. So, you know, they make a huge impact to our campaign, and it definitely adds to the number of toys that we're able to collect this season.
Marines from Marine Corps Base Camp Laws getting ready for the season. Gunnery Sergeant Ruben Tan is the coordinator for Toys for Tots in Guam and the CNMI.
This year, Macy's actually was able to give us a grant of $3,000. So we're here with the Marines conducting a shopping spree to purchase toys for children for this upcoming 2023 Toys for Tots season.
$3 grand for a grand experience to truly make the holidays special for those most in need.
Whenever we start collecting toys and receiving donations, you would see that there are certain deficiencies in certain age groups. So we see this a lot for the children that are from 0 to 2 years old, and also those that are 14 and up. So this allows us to focus on those age groups just to ensure that we have those toys available for children when it comes to Christmas time.
Does it have you feeling nostalgic looking at some of the things here on the shelves?
It does. I remember when I was a kid, there was this Pokemon pinball game that I was able to receive. I was like 10 years old, and it was the best Christmas present ever. And I know it could be hard for some parents to purchase toys for their kids. So just being able to bring that joy to another child and knowing that they're able to have that experience, it means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to a lot of parents out there.
Yeah, because it's the 10-year-old in you that you want to share that experience, that feeling.
Yeah, and being an adult now and seeing all these new toys that they have coming up, it's just like, oh, this is an awesome toy. Let's grab 10 of them, let's grab 15, 20, and see how many kids that we can get these out to.
The program, he says, going strong for 14 years. The partnership with businesses like Macy's has been a plus. Ryan Torres is the local store manager.
So important giving back to our local community, the children who are in need. We have done this for several years, the teams behind it, the companies behind it. We just love helping out our local community.
An exciting time as well for his team as they help to build up the donations each time this year. Tan says while they are aware the recent years for the islands haven't been easy for everyone, it's the little things that help this program to flourish as it should.
We know that this year, everyone experienced Typhoon Mawar, so a lot of difficult times, and before that it was COVID. But the community has always shown their support for Toys for Tots, and we're very grateful for that. And we know that the children and parents are also grateful for that.
To find out more on how you can get involved, check out Marine Corps Base Camp Laws on social media.
Well, are you a fan of NBC's The Voice? If so, chances are you've seen the coaches stacking their team with amazing talent. One of those taking the big stage was 17-year-old Kaylee Shimizu from Eva Beach, Hawaii. She blew the coaches away, getting a 4-chair turn. Our Jonah Charfordis had a chance to chat with Kaylee and find out her ties to Guam.
Hi everyone, I'm Kaylee Shimizu and I'm from the island of Oahu.
Remember that name, because if you saw this 17-year-old's blind audition on The Voice, you witnessed a star in the making. Shimizu, who has ties to the island from the Shimizu family that grew up in Tamuning, says she was into music since she was little.
My mom's side can sing, and as well as my dad's side a little. So my mom's side is Filipino, so I grew up around karaoke, and I've always had a love for music, so they put me in singing lessons, and from there my passion and love grew for it even more.
You witnessed a star in the making. Shimizu, who has ties to the island from the Shimizu family that grew up in Tamuning, says she was into music since she was little. It all helped prepare her for the big audition. She recalls a moment right before she took the stage.
Once there was a way to get back home.
I'm feeling every emotion you could ever think of. I felt butterflies. I did feel a little nauseous. I was like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? But like most of all, I felt very excited to even be singing for these amazing coaches and being on the Voice. I felt very, very nervous, but once I stepped on that stage and started to sing, I'm like, oh, this is not that bad. I got this.
And definitely got it. Shimizu belting out a Beatles classic, Golden Slumbers. What made her decide to go with that tune?
The first time I heard that song was in the movie Sing, and my sister Natalie was like, Kaylee, this song would fit your voice so well. Please learn it. So I started listening to it, and I was like, this is a song I'm gonna sing. This is it.
But the song also held special meaning.
I dedicated this song to my Papa Aka. He's my great grandpa. He was the biggest supporter when it came to my biggest supporter when it came to singing. So I felt like I should dedicate a song to him on the stage of The Voice. So I did, and it means a lot to me.
Coaches blown away, all 4 turning.
I was not expecting a 4-chair turn. So when I seen 3 judges turn all at one time, I was like, is this really happening? Is this real? And then Gwen turned. I'm like, 4 chairs? No way. And in that moment, it just felt so surreal. It still feels really unreal to me.
Believe it or not, this was not her first time auditioning. Shimizu first auditioned when she was 13. Although not selected, it didn't deter her. It made her want it more and made the moment that much more amazing. As for how she decided which coach to choose,
I was like kind of leaning towards Gwen, maybe John. But in the moment when all the coaches were speaking to me, they all had amazing things to say. So it felt really tough. I was like, I don't know who I'm going to go with, actually. I don't know. And John really stuck out to me. And I felt like we really connected as an artist and genre-wise.
I choose John as my coach.
So I went with John, and I feel like he'll be an amazing coach to me, so I'm excited.
With the battle round set to begin, how is she preparing?
God is the center of everything I do, so praying to God every day, working on my vocals, warming up, learning a lot of techniques to my vocals, just making it stronger and practicing every day before the battles happen. Yeah, I feel ready. I feel ready.
She thanks everyone for the outpour of support and encouragement.
I really, really want to visit and hopefully one day sing for Guam.
Good luck, Kaylee. Jonagan Charfris, KUAM News.
She feels ready. Good luck, Kaylee. We'll all be rooting for you from Guam. Battle rounds begin on The Voice tonight at 7 p.m. on NBC TV8. Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a stunning view captured from SM Beach Park. This view plus much more music streaming now on Isla Digital Radio.
want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Want a real taste of New York? The classic New York-style pizza offers a big, bold taste that's a Guam favorite. Handmade to perfection on a crust that's 30% larger than our large. It's just $11.99 for carry-out. Classic New York-style pizza, only at your island Pizza Hut.
Infectious disease transmission prevention in the workplace. It's not if. It's when. Are you ready? Be prepared. DIA Hawaii is offering free training for workers and employers.
Howdy, folks. Nobody loves a Guam potluck more than I do. That's why I always bring my world-famous chicken, served any way you like it. Original recipe, extra crispy tenders, Kentucky Fried Wings, and more. Only at KFC Guam. Whoops! Well, it is finger-licking good.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist. Over 20 years of experience.
In 2022, the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 5 won the award for World Car of the Year. So, of course, the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 6 just had to go out and win World Car of the Year for 2023. Because everyone knows how competitive sibling rivalries can be. World Car of the Year, 2 years in a row.
Let's bring it. Get it off the city. So call me a man on a mission. I'm guilty by my own admission. Locked up, but I break free. No change could ever take me. Can't stop, won't stop, won't stop.
Introducing Bank of Guam's new deposit products, Pacific Express Plus, True Savings, and True Savings Plus. All designed to help you bank how you move. Keep banking, keep moving.
Don't stop now.
Bank of Guam, the People's Bank, member FDIC.
I need your help solving a murder.
Oh, yeah? Whose murder?
Mine.
My name is Alec Mercer.
I was brought in because I know people and why they do inexplicable things.
You're the science guy.
That's Bill Nye. I'm actually the behavioral science guy.
Good morning, Professor.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Applied Psychology 101. Are you familiar with predictable irrationality? Attentional blindness, bereavement sex.
Nothing irrational about that.
Pride, revenge, the perfect crime.
Who do you think you are, James Bond?
I think I'll throw my back out. People are irrational, but predictably so. One error in judgment leads to another.
So this is just a theory.
Well, gravity was just a theory at one point.
The Irrational, Monday on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Our Think Pink series continues as we recognize October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Tonight, we encourage the island community to wear pink on Friday, October 20th, and honor survivors and those we've lost to breast cancer.
Let's Think Pink together, presented by Island Cancer Center, the American Cancer Society, and Crown Plaza Resort Guam. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's during this time annually that we are devoted to educating everyone about breast cancer and the importance of early detection and access to timely, high-quality care. No matter who you are or where you live, breast cancer may touch your life. It's necessary to understand the warning signs of breast cancer, your risk of breast cancer, and what's normal for you so you can take action if there are any changes in your breasts or underarm areas. Along with education, October is also an opportunity for the community to honor the survivors and those we've lost to breast cancer. KUAM is encouraging everyone to don their pink on Friday, October 20th, and we want to see it. Snap a pic of you, your family, friends, or you and your coworkers wearing pink and tag us using on Instagram. We will collect all those photos and put together a montage for our social media platforms. And to recognize survivors and those we've lost and who we think pink for, it's simple. First, screenshot our I Think Pink For template on KUM News Instagram story. Upload the template on Instagram story, edit, and insert your personal photo. Save and send to @KUM News or tag Think Pink Guam. And since I have your attention, make sure to mark your calendars for the 2023 Relay for Life of Guam. The proclamation signing will be held on Friday, November 3rd at the Westin Resort at 11:30 a.m. And then the Relay for Life takes place on Saturday, November 18th at the University of Guam Calvo Fieldhouse. For more information, you can visit relayforlife.org/GuamGU. Jonagan Charfres, KM News. Let's Think Pink Together, presented by Island Cancer Center, the American Cancer Society, and Crown Plaza Resort Guam.
All right, everybody, support the GCC cosmetology program. We certainly do. They've helped us out around this time last year. You remember, they did makeup and hair for Nick and Hannah Devanzo. Absolutely amazing. These are wonderfully creative people that are honing their craft, and they are going to have a car wash on October the 22nd from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Coast 360 down in Mighty. You can purchase pre-sold tickets for $5 or check out any cosmetology student. Really good people doing over there. Shout out to our friend Janice Uggan and her wonderful team there for making the next generation of cosmetologists. All right. October, if you didn't know, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. How could you not know this? We've been telling you all the time. We've been telling you about the Save the Susu Health Fair. We cherish the people in our community that are going through their cancer journey, as well as their family, their supporters, their caregivers, and we want to show all of our love and support. And Save the Susu Health Fair is going to be held on the Phoenix Center from 1 to 4 on October 28th. It's hosted by the Guam Tiffany Lynn's Club and raises awareness and promotes healthy detection in men and women. Because remember, breast cancer affects men too. And for those in the CNMI, we've been telling you multiple times about Marianas Got Talent. The semifinals are coming up, so 1 to 6 p.m. on October the 21st at the Multi-Purpose Center. Find out what song they will be singing, in what pitch, in what key, at what tempo, and find out how many amazing voices, I should say, the Marianas has. That is what's going on throughout the island in News Bites. Back to you, Nick.
It's birthday wishes time. Here's your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutouts submitted on KUAM.com.
It's the middle of the week, and we hope it's been a very productive and happy birthday for Megan Boswell, who celebrated birthday number 27 today. Well, Megan's still celebrating. And to the most loving person, we love you, says a very, very proud family. Happy birthday to Megan. Pastor Salvador Rundia Jr., happy birthday to you from your family and friends all over Guam. Julie Reño, happy birthday to such an amazing person. Every day with you is a gift, says your shout out, and please enjoy your special day. And to my beautiful sister, known to you and I as Bernadette Flores, your family and friends say simply and effectively, we love you.
And that's your primetime show. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Nick Delgado. Stay safe and good night.